Oh God. Well, I'm back. This is to blame. See this little fucking thing right here? It randomly decides to flip off. So instantly, I thought the entire time you guys couldn't hear me. So I ripped it off, and now this is where I'm at. So I'm gonna have to redo everything, which is fun because I look like a glazed donut already. So, fucking drink up, huh? Alright, anyways, welcome to Gandhi's Thoughts number 55. I am Gandhi, and today we are going to be doing a introduction to the AGL8 teams who you will be able to see at the event. Now, I'm not doing all the teams, although the rosters have been locked for the professional or the pro-seeded teams at AGL. I'm not doing all of them. I'm just going to do the top 16 because, well, that's the ones I know the best. And more importantly, I am so fucking scared that this thing's going to get pulled again, so I'm going to like hold it and just baby it. But more importantly here, I've got a little bracket made for you guys, and if you guys have already been in here, you know what the fuck I'm going to say, huh? So without further ado, welcome to the bracket you will be staring at this entire night, or whenever you watch this video. Now, Diesel, which is the coach of Rain Ambush, made this graphic, so thank you, buddy. But he forgot the seeds, so I'm going to coach you through it here. If you look at the top left, that is going to be Ambush. Ambush is going to be the number 1 team, and they are going to be taking on the number 16 seed, which is Don't Blink. Now, in case you guys have been living under a rock, or you just decided to start playing Halo 4 because the game doesn't completely suck now, thanks to the weapon update, and we now have a 4-shot BR, Ambush is it. Ambush, since really the team has been around, they have dominated every single event that they've attended. Diesel also aka NASA, aka the coach of Rain Ambush, aka the tall guy who stands behind them and decides to count 10, 9, 8. Okay, that's Diesel. He has never lost an AGL he has attended to and coached at. So, Diesel has a very, very good record. But, so this is the team to beat. It has Pistola, it has Hines, it has Snipe Down, and then last but certainly not least, it has Formal. Okay? This team is it. Everyone watches them, everyone is gunning to beat them, and in fact, pros are returning and teams are reforming and recalculating all of their strategies just to take down this one fucking team. Now, rightfully so, because this team is that good. They have done it all. They have yet to be tested. They haven't lost more than 2 games to any single team at a LAN event ever. Let that sink in. So, now, flipping against their opponent here, which is going to be Don't Blink. Don't Blink is going to be the 16th seeded team. And the funny thing about this team here, and it's going to be the person I just highlighted, is Capital. So, literally an hour and 30 minutes ago, Capital tweeted, "Hey, I'm a free agent for AGL8. I have 450 points. Someone pick me up." So, I hit the retweet button because I'm a good fucking guy like that. And a couple other people did. I'm pretty sure Ghost did. And sure enough, he was able to weasel his way into the 16th seed and knock out Cynical. Now, Cynical was actually a team I'm looking forward to just because I talk to Snake Solstice on semi-regular basis, once a week normally. Snakes has seen some success in the past of AGLs, but he, instead of trying to chase the names where a lot of people get into, and by chase the names I mean sometimes you see the players who come back, like, I don't know, I'm going to use Sneaky Beaver, okay? Sometimes you see players like Sneaky Beaver come back and people just grab him because of his name and he doesn't play at all. He took an opposite approach. He took players who are actually hungry and wanted to get better and better and better. So we'll see what happens. Now, unfortunately for both of these teams, Don't Blink and Cynical, Don't Blink and Cynical, to extend the bracket to top 32, assuming all works out right, will play each other. And the winner of that will then play Ambush. And I'm not here for miracles. I would love to see it, but there's no way we can just kind of kick up Ambush. But by the way, I'm not going to be doing a bracket show on this. I'm just going to be highlighting a couple matches, but I'm just letting you guys know that you guys can pencil this in if you're playing at home. Now, moving forward here, down right below, this is going to be the left side of the bracket, we have our number 8 seeded team, which is going to be the Reality Check. Now, Reality Check is a much different team coming into this event than we have seen in the past. Reality Check has been a team that consisted of Sudeth 1 and 2, featuring Absolutely and then Monster as their fourth. Now, Monster was replaced with Elamite Warrior, and then we also saw some other stuff. Well, really, no, it was really just Elamite Warrior. Online doesn't really count, but at UMG we saw Elamite Warrior. And I think that was just like Elamite's way of going to the event, even though I think he could still use success with it, but it's not a place where Elamite's ever going to be content on. So this team completely left, and it's weird because Absolutely was kind of like ingrained with, the Sudders. It was like Sud 1 and 2, and then you saw Absolutely in the Warheads gear as well, but no longer are we going to see that. But instead, what we did see is twins now are going to be teaming with brothers. As I found my mouse, you see that? I was like fucking down here. I was getting ready to highlight, but really it's all the way up here. So Sud 1 and 2 have decided to pick up brothers in their own, and that's going to be Hoaxer and Alumni. Now, I want to talk a little bit about just these two alone. Alumni Warrior is a very, very solid player who has yet to catch his stride really in this game. We've seen glimpses of fucking awesomeness, but we've also seen glimpses of why are you doing that play? But the thing is that Alumni and his brother Hoaxer are so hungry for this free-for-all because they're both really good at the free-for-all. We saw that already before. We saw both of them were in the finals of AGL7's free-for-all event on Friday. So they're both very, very good players, period. Now you're going to take them and you're going to put them in a scenario where they can be competing for 200K for first place. Like, they are hungry, they are grinding, they are whatever. The grind is real. The plays are consistent. Their thumbs are sweating. They're passing out in chairs. If I can find the Vine of Alumni, I will throw it up on my Twitter because it's hysterical. Alumni took a Vine of his brother Hoaxer, like passed out, like with his fucking headset on and shit. Hysterical. Best thing in the world. But so whatever word you want to use, grind, practice, real, fucking GG, anything like that, it fits them. They are hungry and they're looking to excel. How this team's going to do together? I don't know. I think in my head, and it could be crazy, I could be fucking nuts. I think in my head that Sud 1 and 2 respect everything and anything Alumni and Hoaxer are going to say to them. And the reason why that's important is because I don't think they trusted anything Absolutely said or anything Monster said, so they weren't able to actually get out of their shitty habits. Now, with Alumni and Hoaxer, they understand fours pretty well. They really do. They have a very, very good understanding of the game. So maybe we will see them extract the stuff of the Suds that are good and throw away all the stuff that sucks. So maybe it's a potential. I don't know, but that's what I'm hopeful for. Now, talking about just the Suds here before I jump into Slaughterhouse. Sud 1 and 2 we have seen go on a roller coaster that's fucking, it's crazy. We saw them at AGL5 where we thought, like, holy shit, they are top 15 players. And then we've also seen them kind of catch strides of, like, are you guys good? You know what I mean? Like, I started questioning whether or not they were actually good when, I'm sorry, I got to get closer to my screen here. When they got 3-1'd by Slaughterhouse at the last event, which consisted of Neighbor and Best Man. And the reason I said that was because Neighbor and Best Man, they played for like 4 days going into the event. And like Sud 1 and 2, as everyone already knows, they put a lot of time into the game. So to see that, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? But I am always interested to see what Suddists are actually going to show up to the event. And I think with the Alumni and Hoaxer, we actually may see a very, very, very good team come out of this. Not like very good team, like they're going to get top 4. but like a solid team that's going to contend for top 6. We could see it happen. Or we could also see the opposite happen and they get top 12. But I don't know. I think I'm looking at, if I were to place them anywhere, just as a prediction here, as a pre-bracket show prediction, I would put them somewhere in the top, somewhere between 6th and 10th. That's what I would do. So anywho, their opponents, Slaughterhouse. Now, so this, by team names alone, this is going to be a matchup from AGL8, the Knoxville event, but it's a little bit of a different team here. So as we take a look at the team roster here, as soon as I find my goddamn mouse, it's going to be Regicide, Gabriel, Aries, and Frosty. Now, Aries is a player who has really come to. He has very, very good communication. He has a great understanding of the game. His shot is good, and his teamwork's even better. So Aries is kind of that full package player. Now, that's something very weird for me to say, because in my years of seeing him compete, he's always been like, okay, right? Like, he's been good, but he hasn't been amazing. I would never predict him in the top 6 of any other game that he's ever played. Ever. But now I can actually see myself start placing him in the top 6 of events. Will he fall there in this event? I don't know. Wait for my bracket show moving forward. But I really think it's big for Aries because, you know, he's got a lot to play for, and he's put so much time into the Halo series that really he's just looking to get something out of it. And I think, you know, he has his eye on the prize and he's still gunning for it. Now, the next person I want to talk about here is going to be Gabriel. Now, Gabriel is a player who, at AGL5, me and Ghost sat there and we said, dude, he may be 2 or 3 events ahead of his time. Like, way ahead of his time. Like, his decision-making was so much better. He was kind of making the guys of Ambush look clueless in that Winners Bracket Finals. And so everyone was like, wow, what the hell? Like, he's that good. And then Pittsburgh came around and Severance didn't have the best event. And then things got all tossy-turny. And then, as we all know what happens to teams, after teams get their best placing ever, they decide to drop a player, and then they get a worst placing, and then they drop 2 players, and then they get another shitty placing. So we were never actually able to find out if Gabriel was that far advanced because he didn't really make his presence known long enough at tournaments to actually decipher it. So will he be that player? We don't know. Only time will tell. But I think he's found himself on this squad with at least one player he can completely trust, and that's going to be Aries. So coming in as their 3rd player here is going to be Frosty. Now, Frosty is a person who I know from his haircuts. Way back in the past, he used to have this Jerry curl mohawk with glasses and like a leather jacket or some kind of fucking jacket that was intriguing. It was different. Okay, so Frosty, he's been playing FFA. He's been doing 4s, everything since Halo 2. He's been there, man. He's been there. His time in the competitive scene is one that's, it goes unheard of because you don't hear, you know, about Frosty making it into the top 4, or Frosty making it into the Winners Bracket Finals, or Losers Bracket Finals, or the Finals. You never hear of that about Frosty, but what you do know about Frosty is that he's always going to be consistent. I think it was very, very rare for Frosty to drop outside of the top 16, even back when Halo was at its prime in Halo 3, with proceeds and stipends and all that shit. And so their last player on their team is going to be Regicide, which is going to be Reggie21 for those of you watching this at home. Regicide is codenamed Sponsor Kid for whatever reason, I guess because he has a sponsor, whatever. So people don't really give him a lot of credit. Now, do I think he's good? I don't know. I didn't watch him enough at all at Knoxville. What I did watch, I was too busy watching his other 3 teammates. He had Aries, he had Best Man, he had Neighbor. Like, what screen are you guys going to fucking watch at home? You going to watch Regicides or are you going to watch those 3? What I have heard, though, is at that event, AGL7, that Regicide actually had multiple overkills, and he also did multiple things to the point to put his team in a position to win. So he may not have the best understanding of the game with decision making, but at least we know his shot is up to par. So this team's going to be good. So when I take a look at this bracket right here with Slaughterhouse versus Reality Check, I think this is probably going to be the best winner's bracket, whatever the hell round it's going to be. For the sake of this show, this is winner's bracket round 1, but really it's probably going to be like 3. So the Slaughterhouse versus Reality Check matchup is definitely going to be one for the viewer at home to see. Jumping on down, yeah. This is not your battle of 8 versus 9. This is not your battle of any. This is so Classic is going to be your 5th seed. They are going to be taking on BTH, which is going to be our 12th seed. Now, I'll pull up the chat here for a second. Which one would you rather me talk about first here? Do you want press 1 for BTH, press 2 for Classic? I'm assuming it's going to be a shit ton of fucking 2s because Classic's the shit. But I really find the BTH matchup to be pretty freaking interesting. All right, so it's about split. So I'm gonna go with my personal pick here. So BTH. Now BTH is a brand new team. BTH we have seen in the past. They have been traditionally 5th, 6th, and the best thing about BTH is they never lose to a team they shouldn't. Now the BTH in the past they did feature Lethal. Lethal left them to go on to bigger and better things, and that's where they were at. So Cloud and Maniac were trying to get on different teams. They weren't talking. They didn't know what to do. Well, they figured it out. So BTH is going to consist of Cloud, Maniac, Assault, and Snakebite. Now, just to touch real quick, as everyone knows, Snakebite came back and he had intentions of teaming with Team Status Quo, but that fucking failed miserably as the team didn't work out for different reasons that I don't care to talk about because, quite frankly, I don't know the whole story, but it seems like a little bit of shadiness. So, PJ, or Snakebite, is getting back into the rhythm of things because, 1, he wants that $200,000 for first place in the free-for-all, and 2, he wants to prove to the guys of Status Quo that you should have went with us. And when I say us, it's Royal 2 and Snakebite. So, Snakebite, very good player. He won the last Halo Reach event, which is the most prestige event you guys could say. And then he also took 2nd at the 2011 National Championship for Halo Reach. So his career just excelled. He started off when he was 14. He is now 18, maybe 19. I forget which one. I just did an interview with him. You would think I would know this, but anyways, he's a very good player. Now, this next one is very interesting. Very. So, Assault had no intention of returning to Halo at all from my knowledge, and then all of a sudden he came out of the woodwork. If you guys have no idea who Assault is a player who used to be on Status Quo. He has won a couple events, I'm not sure how many. He was normally known as kind of like that X Factor guy who kind of does just about everything. And he only got better. He had times where he was the god of his team, and there was times where he was the objective guy of the team. It's just, that's his play style. He does every single thing a team can want him to do. Now, people question whether or not he's dedicated for this. Well, they've been playing every night since the team's formed. But the thing about Assault is he is a natural gamer. He is like Platinum 1 in League of Legends. Like, he just excels at every single thing he does, period. At the last Halo Reach event, he tried to shady his team. He declared that he was retiring, and then he came back with a different team. They finished 5th, 6th, and unfortunately we never got to watch them on the main stage at all. So, but regardless, he still had a very good run. He also finished 2nd at the 2010 Major League Gaming National Championship, which most people consider to be the hardest ever skill range of players, period. And then you have Cloud and Maniac. Cloud, as everyone knows, an amazing Halo 3 player. The first player to win 3 events back to back in Halo 3. MVP countless times. And then you got Maniac. Maniac is the 2009 national champion. I give Maniac a lot of shit because I watch him online and I've seen him go negative a couple times at events. I didn't know if he has it or not. But apparently from what I'm hearing and various sources, from what I'm hearing is that Maniac is actually playing very, very well now. He doesn't. The thing about Maniac is he has a very different head on his shoulders. I could never team with him. It takes a very special person. But he's like kind of negative. But I think it helps him out in some weird fucking way. I don't know. I can't describe it. I don't plan on trying to. Maniac is a hilarious person. I just really hope that he can get back into the swing of things because he was very, very good at Halo 3. He was also good at Halo Reach. But it just seems like how it works in a player's career is you end up peaking, and then as soon as you peak and you normally win an event, or in his case a national championship, you slowly go down because you lose the drive to play. It's common. Very, very common. So hopefully we see he gets him back. Now, talking about a little bit of a team favorite. Team favorite is what I like to call them because really they're the fan favorite. I never thought I was going to see a team who would actually give Ninja a run for his money in fandom, but Classic kind of has taken it. Now, everyone knows about Classic from the past. We saw them at the UMG event take second place, where they were unable to take down the Dragon, aka Ambush, but they featured a really good noob on their team in place of this guy. Now, by picking up APG, Classic, or Pulse Classic, has become a much scarier team firepower-wise. Will it work out for them? I'm assuming yes. But the thing about it is the simple fact that you replaced a really good noob who some people can say, well, the reason why he got dropped was because they felt that they would, in order to take down Ambush, they needed a player who's going to win the majority of his individual battles. With Rynoob, they felt like they didn't really have that. So that's exactly what they went for. And so you can't knock them for trying it, and you can't do anything. You can only do hindsight. You can only say, that fucking team decision was retarded, guys. Or you can say, oh my god, you guys are geniuses because you took down the fucking dragon. Right? Like, those are your extremes. You have those too. So, but really, realistically here, looking at Classic, like, they have Roy. Roy, as everyone knows, he is in my top 5 for players of all time throughout all of Halo history. Multiple MVPs, 1 national championship, 4 event wins for Major League Gaming. He just got another MVP at UMG and 9 or 8 second places. Something crazy. He's got a lot of second places. So that's Roy. Then you have Chig. Chig taking second place at the 2009 National Championship, which is the most controversial one of all time. If anyone who doesn't know why, is because Hysteria's box froze, and then Classic seized the opportunity, and they pulled down the victory. So Chig, very, very good player. At the beginning of Halo 3, he made his name known by always hitting snipes. They used to call it chigging. Now we are saying that it is called sniping, once again. But Chig is definitely a very, very good player. He is kind of the total package. He has great communication. His shot is very good, and his positioning is good. And the best thing about Chig is he is able to adapt to his teammates, which is something that is a very, very important trait. So that's going to do it for Chig. Moving forward to Mikwin, last but not least, right? Mikwin, there's a lot to say about Mikwin. Mikwin is a player who picks up a really good noob, and his career takes off completely. Mikwin went to never getting a top 6 in his entire life to getting top 6 in one tournament. In the same tournament, he made top 6, he made top 4, and he made top 3. The next event, once they picked up Roy, they just fucking snatched him out of the fucking ground like a weed, right? They're like, yeah, come here, Roy. They get second. He has set personal records at the past 2 events he has been to, which is something not a lot of people can say. Normally it seems it's kind of jagged. For him, he keeps setting records for himself, so fucking salute. Requiem is a player who definitely benefits from having a coach, because sometimes he likes to challenge people. He likes to always fly at them, and he also likes to press, well, he claws, so he also likes to press A lot and jump the fuck at you. You try to challenge him, he's just fucking there. He's jumping down. He does not back down. Instead, he plows through people. That's another reason why the addition of APG is quite scary for this team. So, Requiem, very, very good player. Will they be able to take down the Dragon? Who knows? I don't know. But so, this matchup, this BTH versus Classic matchup, is going to be good. The reason I say it's going to be good is because, one, it's 8 household names, and on top of that, BTH is starting to look good online, which is something that they've never been able to say about themselves ever. Period. So, I mean, let's be honest, Classic has the hardest bracket of all time. Period. They really do. If they beat Classic, they go on to play the winner of Renegade and Infamous, and then they go on to play Ambush. Like, that's... But you know what? They can't bitch about a bracket, because in order to be the best, you have to beat them all. Right? That's what everyone says, at least. So go fuck yourselves. I think it has its benefits, just because Classic is going to be going from playing BTH to then they're going to be playing Infamous next. So it's only going to benefit them because they are basically going to be playing like it's the semifinals the entire time. So their teamwork's going to be on, their communication's going to be up, decision making's there, the whole kit and caboodle. Well, clicked the wrong one. So moving on here, we do have Infamous. Now, Infamous is going to be a team that I'm actually really excited for. Despite yesterday's Twitter shenanigans, I am extremely excited for this team. Infamous, just a little bit of a history of the name. Infamous was the team to take down the Instinct God Squad in 2011. It did feature both Lethal and Rynoob on that team, so will history repeat itself? Who fucking knows? Right? But I really like this team, and I'll tell you why. The reason why I like this team is because a really good noob, I swear to God, like, I saw it in, like, a Horcrux that, like, a really good noob will be the one to take down Ambush. I think the guys from Ambush think that. I think somewhere along the lines, people know that. He has been on the team to always give them a run for their money. He has been. Something about a really good noob, he just understands how to beat them. But not beat them, but he knows how to play against them. Because obviously no one's beat them. He knows how to play against them. And I really think, like, he is the key to the team. He is. He's it. But so, a really good noob, very, 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 very good player. He got his start off back in the Combines in the 2010 season. He's basically the nerdiest player of all time. He's known for nerdy jumps. He's known for nerdy nades. He's known for nerdy positioning. He, basically in this scenario, he makes nerdy cool. Almost. He almost does it. So then, the next person on the team here, this is not a typo, it is actually Naded. Now, Naded has decided to come back into the swing of things for the competitive setting. Personally, I thought it was more of a publicity stunt than it was actually him taking it serious, but he is here and he is looking to actually get back in to his old routine of 180 quick scopes on Sanctuary and double shots that some people just never even thought we would fucking attempt. Naded's thing is he brings a lot of intensity, but he also brings the ability of a mental game that can shatter at any second. That's kind of him. Some days he shows up and some days he doesn't. You can tell by his placements. You can. It's like the streakiest thing in the world. Like some events, he could be the best player at the tournament. Other events, it's like, where the fuck is Naded? That's it. And so hopefully, I really want to see Infamous all fire on all 4 cylinders and not like D-Max says on all 4 legs because I'm not retarded. I want to see Nated come out and have that fucking ability to do that because God knows we fucking need it. I'm so tired of seeing Ambush just stomp every team. I want to see a 6-4. I want to see a 6-5. I would love to see a 6-5. Imagine a game 11 with Ambush. Everyone would be going fucking nuts. It'd be awesome. But so then the other 2 people on his team are going to be Goofy. Goofy has finally parted ways with Ninja. Now a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know about this move. Well, he didn't actually part ways with Ninja. Ninja and Legit dropped him. Sad but true, but Goofy, I think, works better with this guy right here than you would think. Goofy is the Matador Bold player. He is a very, very talented individual. And honestly, he is just looking to get back into the swing of everything all again. He wants to have that finals appearance again. He was tired of third. I think for some reason Ninja and him, I feel like it was like a personality clash that was just never discovered, right? Or was just, there was no light ever shined on it, right? Because they were like at each other's house and shit. Like Goofy sabotaged himself, but he had to go to Pakistan for 2 weeks. So yeah, obviously the spotlight was on him. But you know what? He still played pretty damn fucking well at UMG. He really did. He had a good event. He looked good. His shot looked good. He was shooting well. I don't know. His decision making sometimes is like a little bit questionable, but really Goofy knows what he's doing, so that's always good. And then my man, Pots and motherfucking Pans, dog. Lethal coming in hot. 4th place. Now, Lethal is the world's biggest troll. You know him best from typing in all caps on Twitter, and you probably know him only because I brought him on my podcast, because before that he was getting 7th, 8th, and no one really gave a shit about him. But Lethal was a secret GOAT before everyone else even knew. Lethal also got his start from the Combine. He has that noob mentality where they started from the very bottom. They were going to Combines, not even real fucking events. And they actually made a name for themselves. Lethal took 2nd at the first ever Halo Reach event. He also won an event in Halo Reach. And then he took like 12th at one event, and then he got 2nd. I don't know. His fucking thing's all weird, man. But Lethal really, he's like a roller coaster, dude. You have no idea what Lethal you're gonna get, just because it's fucking so weird, man. He's something else. I can't find words to do it, but Lethal, honestly, the thing that I want everyone to notice about Lethal going into AGL next weekend, by the way, if you haven't bought your team passes, buy your fucking team passes. Moving forward. Lethal may not be the smartest player, but he doesn't miss. Like, that's his thing. He's like, I may run straight bottom middle, but if you shoot at me and miss one shot, I'm going to fucking for you. So that's his thing, all right? His shot gets him out of the dumb decisions that he makes. So that's going to do it for the left side of the bracket here. Actually, no. Whoa, Scott, slow down. Their opponent is going to be Renegade. So, as you see, there's 2 fucking Renegades. So this is the non-gamers for Christ one. Renegade is going to consist of Sir Siege and IRC, 2 people who used to be on Team Adventure Time / Land. And then 2 people I lost up, just went cross-eyed. Whew, find it, Scott. Jesus, okay, there it is. And then 2 people I have no fucking clue who they are. I got no idea. So, but Sir Siege and RC is a very, very talented player. He was getting 7. He was on a steady incline, right? With Adventure Time, like he started off like no one really knew about him, and then he slowly got better with Sir Siege, and they finished out at 7th, 8th at AGL8 Nashville. And then they kind of disappeared because their team broke up with Spartan the Dog, and things kind of all just fucking spread around, right? And so RC wasn't able to make an event because he is in the military. I think he's reserves. I'm not 100% though. So RC wasn't able to make an event. Sir Siege was going, and Sir Siege didn't have the best of performances. So that's where they stand. Will this team have any chance versus Infamous? Probably not. Moving forward, that's going to do it for the left side of our bracket. Moving on to the right. On the right here, we have the newly formed team name, Requiem. Now, Requiem is going to, before I get into the team name, before I get into it, because I know everyone wants me to hear about it, Requiem is going to consist of Ninja and Legit, two members from Warriors who have been sticking it out together throughout the entire duration of Halo 4. They have basically established themselves as a duo. They will be teaming with Ace from Status Quo from previous years, and Dursky from Status Quo this year, as well as Ace. But he was traditionally he was on the original Warriors team. He was on the Warriors team who took second at the Halo Reach Nationals in 2011, which was Providence. He took second at that event. He only got better and better and better and better and better. You know Dursky best from always being fucking positive. I don't know how you do it. Dursky, very, very good player, though. His communication is amazing. His decision-making is on the same level. Sometimes the shot isn't as good as that, but it's hard to put a shot on the same level as his communication when you can argue that Dursky is probably a top three best communicator in the league. So Ace is Kyle Elamite, a.k.a. Lion, a.k.a. Loophole Lion, a.k.a. Kyle. Hashtag little brother. Ace was always in his brother's shadow, and then as Halo 3 progressed, Elamite got worse, and he got better. And then when Halo Reach came out, Ace was here, climbing, and fucking Kyle couldn't get off the fucking runway until the final event where they both teamed together. And they got 5th, 6th. So Ace is a very, very, very good player. He gets the sniper. He puts himself in the spot to actually excel in team games and actually win games for his team. And then you have Legit. Legit, top 6 player in all Halo history. He's fucking amazing. So good throughout all of the Halos. He's so talented. At UMG, I finally saw the Legit I've been waiting to see, which was the 2008 Legit. He did everything. He had clutch snipes. He had amazing RPRs. His decision-making was flawless. He did it. Unfortunately, he didn't get the best placing that he wanted, but he was still it, man. He was shooting good. He was fucking positioning himself well, and he was communicating. And it's scary when you see... It's scary for fans and, spectators at the event to see Legit start heating up on the main stage, because there's just so much evidence throughout Halo history to just see him pillage and rape other teams. Like, you just see it happen. That's how it is. And then you have Ninja. Ninja! Fan favorite Ninja. Everyone knows Ninja. Amazing streamer. Biggest Halo personality out there. Falling short as to his expectations. He didn't want to have a team change at all, but with APG leaving, he had to do it. Ninja, this is going to be interesting for Ninja, right? Because we have 5 really good teams now. We have 5 really good teams. We have one amazing God team that's yet to be beat. And then below them, we have 4 really fucking good teams. So that means out of those 5, 2 of them will not make money, for sure. Hands down, no questions asked. That's how it's going to work. So it's kind of very important for Ninja to actually establish himself. Like, they have to have a very good winners bracket, because looking at their side of the bracket compared to Ambushes and Infamouses and Classics, they have a fucking easy ride. They really do. To the winners finals. They do. Assuming all things go well. Well, so their team is going to be playing against GMM, which stands for Give Me My Money. GMM has been reestablished. This team is going to consist of Elitist. You know Elitist best from tweeting. That's probably all you know him. I'm kidding. Elitist took second Elitas took third at AGL8, which was Pittsburgh on Team SYA. It was his best placing ever. I don't know if he'll ever get back into the top 3 ever again, and I don't know how serious they are taking it, but that's it. That's all I know about Elitas. Reliable, very, very good player. I was going to say amazing, but Reliable was a player who kind of shined all throughout Halo Reach, and no one had any idea about him. He's this, like, 5 foot... If it's the guy I'm thinking of, at least, he's this, like, 5'5" guy who wears, like, a fucking flat-brimmed hat, and he's, like, fucking 5'5" with a flat-brimmed hat, and he, like, wears it, like, on the fucking, like, a yarmulke. So, Reliable was a very, very, very good player. You know him probably from playing with Maniac online throughout the Halo Reach days, and that's when we saw the Maniac's quote thing came out, and then Maniac's quote died off, and that's that. And then we're going to have Calm. Now, Calm, I'm not sure. Oh, I don't care. I never changed the game. Who gives a shit? Calm, I'm not sure which one he is. If Calm is the one I think he is, he used to wear like a fucking panda hat, and he teamed with Ninja as well. They were on Team Invictus. They had a lot of hype about them, but I'm pretty sure he was the one who wore the fucking panda hat. So he was getting top 12s in Halo Reach. I think he got maybe 1 or 2 top 8s. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but that's Calm. I don't really know how to paint his picture. I didn't really pay as much attention in Halo Reach as I should have, but that's Calm. And then we have Blaze. Blaze is the man. Blaze had the world's best ever Major League Gaming event in Halo Reach. Blaze single-handedly devoured Team Instinct on Countdown Capture the Flag in ways you wouldn't even believe were possible. Now, since then, Blaze has been playing a little bit of Halo 4. He played 2 days, and he was also on Elitas' team. He played for a total of 2 days before going into AGL6 Pittsburgh, which he took third. They beat teams like Pure. I think they beat Severance, too. I'm not sure about that one, but they beat Pure. And at that time, with those pool of players, like, Pure was top 4, top 3 material. Like, there was no reason why they should have lost to that team. But they got manhandled, and Blaze looked very, very good. So, they're going to be going up against Requiem. Now, Requiem, I don't know if I'm a fan of this fucking team name. I can't decide if I like it or it sucks. You know what I mean? Like it's okay. It's not good, but it's not awful, but it's not good. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. That's where I stand on it. It's whatever. I'm indifferent, I guess you can say. I want to say it sucks, but I gotta wait to cast it, right? And then let me cast it, and then I'll see. But right, it gives me a fucking weird taste in my mouth, right? So looking at the bracket, Requiem kind of has their work cut out for them with GMM, but this is also going to be a very solid matchup. Moving down, we have Upcoming. Upcoming is going to be our 7th seeded team, and as everyone knows, 7 plays 10. So Upcoming is going to consist of Spartan. Spartan, Monster, Creepy Trash, and Arbin. Now, this is a different team. And the reason why I say it's a different team is because these 4 players have been on 4 different teams all throughout the past who have gotten different placings, and they've all, I think besides Arbin, they've all seen mild success together. Or like as individuals on their different teams. Spartan, 4th at AGL6 Pittsburgh, top 8 with Adventure Time. I think he had a pretty shitty AGL7 Knoxville event. But Spartan is a very, very good player. My main quibble with Spartan the dog is the simple fact that, well, one, he looks like Lethal. So instantly I hate him. Right? But The other thing is that I feel like his decision making lacks. Like his shot's very good, but sometimes he just like jumps in scenarios that there was like he'll jump front of the base on like simplex and just not even try to make it to top middle, just jump to try to get angles on like purple 2 or top gold. It's just weird shit like that just doesn't sit well with me. But then you have Monster, Virginia local. I drove down with him, or he drove down with me in my penalty box of my truck, which is the bench seat this fucking big. I have no idea how he fucking did it. Literally, not kidding, this fucking big. He is an inconsistent player. I think he's yet to kind of get into the stride of being really good on land yet. I don't think he's at the tournament performance phase yet. I think he needs to get into that. I think he needs to realize that the pressure is a good thing and you want to use that to excel and don't let the pressure just fucking bury you. I think once he figures that all out, he is going to excel. But really, he does have a good shot. His decision making, it could be better. Really could. But maybe that was more of a factor of playing with the Suddas. Who knows, right? And then we have Creepy Trash. Creepy Trash fucking destroyed AGL6 Pittsburgh. He was a very, very good player. I was thoroughly impressed with him throughout the entire duration of the event. I couldn't believe it. I think he only had a couple of days of playing before that event too. So, very, very solid player, Creepy Trash. He's been around for a bit. He has. And I gotta think he was a fucking generated name. And someone just said that in my chat, but it makes so much sense. Like, who the fuck would name themselves Creepy Trash? All out of water, gotta speed the show up. And then we have James Arbin. Arbin is a player who I met at AGL5, which was Nashville. And the first thing that stuck out to me was that he is a very young player. The second thing that stuck out to me was that he looks like D-Fury. The third thing was when I was watching him play that he has the potential of being a vocal leader. He has the potential, he has that like leadership trait in him, but I don't know if he can fucking harness it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he's going to have that or not, which is like, it's a possibility, but I don't know. So, we'll see. But Arbin, very, very good shot. I played him so many times online that it's disgusting, and I'm tired of playing him. So, that's going to do it for him. They're going to be going up against the number 10th seed, which is Encore. Encore, you guys, everyone, if you have ever played Xbox Live, Team Throwdown, you have played against Winner, and you have played against Nemesis. They are going to be teaming up with Tragic and Suspectors. If you're wondering who's normally missing on this team, it's going to be Six Story. Six Story, not able to make it to the event. I'm going to miss you, buddy. But don't worry, I'll be online to kick your ass in no time, you little bitch. But so this team, I have no idea what to expect with them. I really don't. Winter at the last at AGL7, he was teaming with Merkage and Playa Joe, and they played against Ambush, and they lost. And then I don't even know where they finished. Like, I've never commentated Winter on the main stage before in like a quarterfinals of the winners bracket or anything. So I don't know what I can expect from him. I really don't. All I know is that I played him online. I don't know if he's good or I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I think maybe he's a noob crusher. I think he may beat the shit out of kids like 12 through 72, and he may suck ass for stealing. I have no idea. So that's going to be Winter. And then Suspectors, I know very little about. Same with Tragic. Apologies. But then we have Nemesis. Nemesis is turning into like his own. I think Nemesis has the potential of being this like very, very good branded player, just because I see him everywhere. He's all over fucking Twitter. He's all over online. He's in, like, he is everywhere. Just spread throughout the interwebs. I don't know how the fuck he does it. But he is actually a very, very solid and well-rounded player. He needs to work on figuring out what three teammates he needs around him. Is it this team? I have no idea. But Nemesis is definitely a missing puzzle piece for some team. He really is. Because I feel like he is one of the few players outside of the top 5 who I can say have the ability to adapt to his teammates. I do. I just don't know what to expect with him with this team. So, looking at this matchup here, upcoming versus Encore, this is going to be good. I think this is probably going to be, outside of the BTH versus Classic, which is just going to be amazing to watch for its own reasons, and Slaughterhouse versus Reality Check, I think upcoming versus Encore may be the best winner's bracket round, whatever the fuck, matchup. Period. Alright, so then moving down here, we have Legendary taking on BFK Pure. Now, BFK Pure is a little bit different than the Pures you guys are familiar with, but I am fucking pumped for this team. Fucking pumped, dude. Love it. This team, when I look at it, has all the right pieces, right? You have absolutely can fill in the holes of any fucking pothole. I fucked that up. Sorry, absolutely. I gave you your fucking best shot. Absolutely is a very, very good player. We've seen him team with the Suddas. Finally, he has got himself away from them, and now he's trying to move on to bigger and better things. I think this is this team. I really do. Absolutely has a very, very, very attractive fan base. Your wife is smoking hot. Everyone knows that. We hate you for it. Absolutely. So really the big thing about him is the fact that at UMG Chicago, I watched him play and I said, holy shit, he's actually talented at this game. He was doing very, very well versus Ambush, and I was sad to see them not take a game. But, sometimes you fall victim to it. Now, their leader of BFK Pure is going to be Trey. Trey. I call him Trey. Trey is the mini T squared. One, because his name is Trey Try, or Trey Tree, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So that's T squared. But the other thing is he looks like him. And the other thing is that he wants to be a leader. He is very, very vocal. He cares about winning, and that is all that matters to him. And I fucking respect that. The one thing that Trey gets out of hand with is sometimes I feel like Trey would be the world's worst manager at a store. Like, I imagine working for Trey, like he's above me and like telling me what to do, and just not knowing how to fucking convey his thoughts. Like, sometimes he just treats people like shit that he didn't need to. Like Spartan the dog, for example. Like, some of those conversations could be handled so much differently, but I'm not sure that's going to be the case here. I really don't. Munoz, very, very good player. He has multiple achievements throughout Halo 4. He is basically very, very well weathered at this point. And then My Body Lifestyle coming off of crowd pleasers. Finally, he has left Kratos in the dust, and really it's more of like in a grave, because I doubt anyone will ever team with Kratos ever again, because the guy simply can't handle fucking pressure at events. He chokes more than anyone ever. Hashtag Kratos choke. Hashtag fuck you. No one talks shit to Maven. But Lifestyle is so good. Lifestyle is a very, very, very good player. At the last event, he was disgusting, dude. So good. And by last event, I mean AGL8. He was dismantling Reality Check, and somehow they lost it. Like, somehow they lost that series versus Reality Check. I have no idea how, but dude, like, Lifestyle had like 42 kills one game. Him and Shooter were just amazing, dude. So fucking good. But the one thing I'm worried about, the one thing I am worried about with this player is that I feel like sometimes he gets more caught up in statting than he does in actually winning. Now, will that be the case here? I doubt it, just because, like I said, I think Trey is the perfect leader for this team. I think they have all the right pieces to the puzzle, but I'm still worried about Lifestyle. Lifestyle He's from Arizona. If you follow him on Twitter, all you know is that he bitches about... No, RC didn't. Did RC lose? No. Oh, no, you're right. RC did lose. You are fucking right. I'm sorry. Scratch off everything I said. RC lost 50-49 in Game 5. I forgot. I just remember Uncle Sud fucking screaming reality check the entire time, so I just assumed they won. It was a 50-49. I cast it. It was a great fucking series. Fuck everyone. Moving forward. So they... I gotta remember what the bracket is. They will be taking on Legendary. Now, Legendary, which is going to be Gamers for Christ Legendary, will consist of Proverb, Sargoth, Devonator, and not even whatever. Whoever that is. Not worried about him. Just going to talk about these two. So, I'm a terrible, terrible, terrible person. Proverb is a player who was known as a sponsor kid, but really, when you look at it, Proverb brought more to the team Severance than they ever thought he did. With Proverb, Severance got top 3. Without him, they got top 6 at an event where they should have gotten top 3. Possibly even contended for first, because they were playing a makeshift team. But they got fucking top 8. They may have gotten top 6, I have no idea. Proverb is like a Halo 4 version of Tots. Right? Like, he is going to fucking fly at the enemy team. He's going to do whatever it takes to win. He doesn't give a shit about stats. Some people hate him for it. Other people think he sucks because of it, and then some people think he's good because of it. So you take your pick. Then we got Sargoth. Sargoth was on Team Legendary at the UMG event, and at UMG, Sargoth was playing very, very, very good for the first 3 games versus Ambush. Those were some of the best Halo 4 games I have seen to date. Right? Like, versus Ambush. Like, in regards of Ambush, those are some of the best ones, and Legendary gave them the best run for their money at that event. So Sargoth has that potential of being really, really good. Will he bring it to this event? I don't know. I look at these two, and I go, yeah, def. Right? I'm like, yeah, def. So, looking at the bracket, Freer's probably gonna fucking take it. That's just how I see it. By the way, this is not a bracket show if you're just tuning in, and I also apologize that it was on Left 4 Dead 2. I was playing the game. Fuck it, who knows. So, coming in at the very last here, we are going to have Gamers for Christ Renegade, which is going to be the second Renegade of the tournament, taking on Status Quo. I want to talk all about Status Quo right now. So, real quick, I'll just show you who Renegade is. Gamers for Christ Renegade is going to consist of Yoshi, Sheezy, Showtime, very, very, very good player, and Reflex. Alright, I'm good now. I did that. Status Quo. I'm fucking pumped for this team, dude. I'm so happy. Like, look, I really like Status Quo with Snakebite and Royal 2. But look, man, I have my partnership. With Best Man. He's here. He's under my arm, right? And then, like, Neighbor, I have so many memories against from Halo 2 in the first fucking year in Halo 3 when I sucked ass, but he was a fucking god. That I can't find the words. They're just jumbling out of my mouth, but he's so fucking good. Like, I have so much respect for both of these players. Like, Nick, up here, buddy, right? And then, like, Neighbor's hanging out. They're going to be teaming with Enable and Flamesword. Now, Enable, everyone knows Enable, right? Everyone knows him. He's coin name, a statter in this game. People call him passive, people call him this and that. Enable, very, very good Halo player in general. Probably top 25 of all time. He is very, very sound at the game. He is known for just devouring his competition. And now since there's 200k on the line for the free-for-all, you can bet your ass that we're going to probably see the best Enable that we've ever seen going in to this event. Just because he's been playing so much. That's it. I've never seen Enable pull 24 hours before. And he's already been doing that in Halo 4 just because of the 200k. Money is his motivation, and he doesn't plan on ever ever giving up. So that's my man Enable. Then you got Flamesword. Flamesword, quite possibly the best team captain. Well, actually no, he's probably the best team captain now, period, in all of in Halo 4, in all of Halo 4. Very, very good vocal leader. Some people question his shot, but his placings say otherwise. I think to overlook Flamesword, you would be retarded. If you follow Flamesword on Twitter, you know he is a big health guy. He works out a lot. He always tweets pictures of his food. And he also, too, is a Red Bull athlete. So, very, very good players, Flamesword and Enable. But Nick Bestman and Neighbor, right? Like, Nick Bestman had such a good Knoxville event. Him and Neighbor both. But, like, Bestman had such a good event. The fact that, like, he struggled to find a team until this team formed fucking pisses me off. Like, he was so good. Like, he only put 4 days in. And the reason why, if you guys are sitting at home, and the reason why, you know, he struggles to find teams is because his sleeping schedule is just terrible. He, like, some days he sleeps and wakes up at 7 a.m. Other days he wakes up at fucking 10 p.m. Like, there's just no telling what the fuck's going to happen with Bestman. So that's where he is. But Nick, I know you're hungry for the free-for-all, and I know you want to fucking get back up there. And I know you're driving down with me, so don't fucking suck. I'm not trying to have a little pouty bitch on the way back. And real quick, as I flash over to the bracket, if you look at this, status quo just has to get through Renegade, Gamers for Christ version, Legendary well, who did I say was going to win that? Pure? Yeah. They have to get through Pure, which I think they will. And then they'll probably play Requiem over here. They could beat fucking Requiem. Like, if they catch fire on Saturday night, they catch fire, SQ, we could see SQ in the winner's bracket finals. I swear to God. I'm not fucking crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm telling you, it is a staunch fucking possibility. And I'm really looking forward to this team. And then you have Neighbor. I promise you, if Neighbor does anything like he's done in the past, he has the ability to fucking destroy the enemy team with the sniper. I just think he needs to catch rhythm with it. I really do. I think Neighbor, he's been playing so much, I really think Neighbor is going to shine at this event. He is my player to watch. So, one more time to look at the bracket. This is the top 16 seeds, and this is their matchups. You will be seeing Ambush versus Don't Blink, Slaughterhouse versus Reality Check, BTH versus Classic, Renegade versus Ambush, Requiem versus Gimme My Money, upcoming Encore, Legendary versus Pure, and G4C Renegade versus Status Quo. That's going to do it for Gandhi Slots 55. Next week, I will be doing a bracket show, probably with Maven, so stay fucking tuned for that, you fuckers. Peace.